The central animating force of the evening is a party. After all, this is CEI, and it's the only place in the world where you find the primary focus on law and economics of regulation to be both what we do and an endless source of amusement. But we do have at least one other principal task before us this evening. It's one to which I've alluded and we'll turn to in just a moment. It's the elevation of those people and ideas and institutions, the ones propelling us into a brighter, happier, a healthier and safer, a more just, and certainly a more prosperous future. So I'd like to pause for just a moment before we turn to the big award and its presentation to reflect on why we do this work. Why are we in the trenches on regulatory law? It's because we all share, every one of us, an innate longing for what is right. Now, through the ages, the poets and the philosophers, even the songwriters, perhaps even a few politicians, they've provided the labels, the words to help us think about that. It's the balance of order and liberty, virtue, justice, self-determination. And no matter what we name it, we are each called toward beauty and rightness. It's for ourselves and for others. So what does one do in Washington, D.C. with a universal thirst for good? We can aspire. We can point toward it. We can also root ourselves in the reality of the way people work and the institutions we lead. The reality of mankind, and that includes all of the grime and the hurt of living together. I think we root ourselves in this reality because we know that the truly good not only exists, it's a worthy pursuit, as Jefferson once wrote. That good is achievable. I know the heart of a reformer can be dark if left to the prisons of human fallibility, institutional failures, or that same heart and that same source of motivation can be full, pulsing with love for the good of our families, for our communities, for each other, for this nation, and certainly for our future. I'm here this evening to tell you to embrace that full heart. Along the way, fueled by joy and optimism, we can also radically reshape the regulatory state. It's the most widely misunderstood feature of our government. It's poorly studied, despite a pervasive reach throughout American life. More often, rather than protecting or providing security in a complex society, the contemporary regulatory state works outside the law. It creates a ceiling on what can be achieved tomorrow. Now, this love and optimism that I'm describing is what C.S. Lewis called a longing for the thing itself. Martin Luther King fired it into our national consciousness as an aspirational dream. Lincoln recognized it as the object of our better angels. And with that reflection on why we are here tonight, why we matter all year long, and why your support is both vital to the American project and as morally sound as anything you might do, I can now turn to our featured presentation. Because, of course, ideas and good intentions alone do not improve our lives. It is real men and women like you and the people at your table, the people in this room. And a central purpose this evening is the presentation of the Julian L. Simon Award. So let's get to the thing itself.